Hello, friends, and welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am your host, Tom Downey. Let's dive into the latest Cowboys rumors with some news sprinkled in there, I guess. First up, Connor Williams. Is he going to miss games? Yeah, 4 stars on this one. Not great news here for the Dallas Cowboys. He underwent a knee scope. That was reported, 30 minutes after Jason Garrett says the Cowboys came out fine in terms of injuries, or came out okay. I don't really consider that okay. He's going to miss at least a few games. With Williams out, Xavier Su'a-Filo is now next up to start at his place in left guard. Much like what happened last year, it's the second year in a row that an injury has costed Connor Williams time. It's not ideal for the Cowboys. So this is their depth chart right now at tackle. Cam Fleming's still a bit banged up. For those of you wondering about Connor McGovern, there's no update there. He has not been designated to return yet from IR, recovering from his own torn pectoral. I wouldn't bank on McGovern coming back at any point in the near future, at least not in the next couple of weeks. Maybe he does down the stretch, but for now, Williams out, Su'a-Filo first man up. Maybe you could see some Joe Looney getting some reps, but I think XSF is the first man up. A lot easier to type that than it is to say it. The Cowboys' next 5 games, you're going to miss time here for Connor Williams. Offensive linemen don't recover from knee scopes in a week and a half. That's just not how it works. So Lions, Patriots, Bills, Bears, Rams, hopefully you get him back for the stretch run. Now, I've had this debate with you guys many a time, and I guess we have to do it again based on my mentions on Twitter. Who is better, Xavier Su'a-Filo or Connor Williams? And you guys might get an ad break here in just a second if you're watching on YouTube, but scroll down to the comments while that's going on and let me know your answer. Full disclosure, I will throw fists down there, metaphorically speaking. I will gladly die on this hill defending Connor Williams. He is better than Xavier Su'a-Filo. I've laid out the numbers before on the show. Better run blocker, better pass protector, younger, still developing. Give me C-Will every time. Now, with that said, Lions matchup, not that difficult. I can't wait for us to try and use O-line wins as a reason for why your left guard is suddenly better, even though it's not really the case evaluating them individually. Next up on the rumors roundup, the Cowboys and Colin Kaepernick. Well, what's going on here? Look, I think this one's kind of straightforward. It's 1 star. I don't really think you're going to see Kaepernick sign with the Cowboys. Look, there is a workout coming for Colin Kaepernick on Saturday, and the Cowboys, per Todd Archer, as first reported potentially by Justina Anderson, Cowboys are going to have a rep there. Now, here's the problem with the timing of all of this. All right? Team and staff, the important ones for the Dallas Cowboys, they're flying to Detroit that day because, there's a game on Sunday. That's why Kaepernick was like, hey, can we maybe make the workout on a Tuesday like most workouts are? And the NFL said, no, this is your time. This is your date. No changes permitted. You have like 2 or 3 hours to accept or decline, which the whole thing smells fishy. This really feels like a PR stunt, because why is the NFL setting up a very short notice, last second, middle of November workout for a quarterback? It's all very weird, like it's a PR stunt, which has been suggested by other NFL players and other media, or it's a preventive measure against potentially more legislation, because let's be real here, Colin Kaepernick has been blackballed by the NFL. The problem is he still hasn't played since 2016. And if you blackball a player long enough, at that point, it doesn't really make sense to bring them back regardless. Now, the Cowboys quarterback depth chart right now, very straightforward. Dak Prescott, Cooper Rush, that's it. Clayton Thorson's on the practice squad. I don't think you're going to see Colin Kaepernick on the Dallas Cowboys for a couple of reasons. Number one, are we sure he's better than Cooper Rush right now? I think what we saw in 2016, 15, 14, 13, oh yeah, he was better than Cooper Rush. That was 3 years ago. The assumption that Colin Kaepernick, who hasn't played in 3 years, suddenly going to be better than Cooper Rush, better than most NFL players, that's frankly an unrealistic expectation, because that, I think, negates how impactful practices are. Yeah, you can work out. If you're not with a team, you're not in the best shape of your life. And then beyond that, if you're the Cowboys, you have to make a roster spot for Kaepernick. I don't think the NFL is going to grant you a special exemption. So then who do you cut? Kaepernick only makes sense as an off-season pickup, or if you have a roster spot available. That's not the case right now for the Cowboys. Plus, there's the whole kneeling versus standing issue, which Jerry Jones, I don't know if he'd ever, although I do kind of think Kaepernick would be a decent fit for what the Cowboys offense should look like. So let me know. K for kneeling, yes. S for stand, no. Let me know. Type your votes down there in the comments section. Moving on now to Jason Garrett. Is he on the hot seat? It is a almost daily topic of discussion around Cowboys Nation. Hasn't changed all year. It's still 4 stars, guys. Jason Garrett is still on the hot seat for the Dallas Cowboys. There's really no way to argue against that. And again, we had another week, another slow start. It's been 9 to 10 years of the same exact thing over and over again. The Cowboys went conservative for crappy reasons, and it killed them in a loss. Now, with that said, do not expect a midseason move for the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to give Garrett the year. Then they'll make a decision. And I know what most of you want, and I'm on board with it. FG in the comments section for fire Garrett. Now, again, I don't think it happens next week, this week, or until the Cowboys are officially out of the playoff race. But if Jason Garrett truly wasn't on the hot seat, he wouldn't be in the last year of his deal. If the Cowboys truly were 100% committed and had belief in Jason Garrett, he would have an extension. He doesn't. They can say whatever they want in their public statements. The implication is very clear from the Cowboys. Garrett has to win so far. It's just not happening. Reminder for everybody watching, we are going to give away a custom-fitted sports coat like the one I'm wearing right here from Kashiyama Tailors. All you have to do to be eligible to win, we'll announce it later this week on Sunday. Go follow them on Instagram at Kashiyama Tailors. Check the description on YouTube. It's in there. It's at Kashiyama Tailors on Instagram. You follow them, you are entered for a chance to win. Some more Garrett rumors, and this one you guys might be on board with a little bit more. Is Jason Garrett the number 1 target for the New York Giants? I'm just going to give it the 1 star. Maybe it's not fake news because it'd be, yeah, I could get behind it as a Cowboys fan. But NJ.com, one of their beat writers, says the number 1 target, if and when Pat Shurmur's fired, is Jason Garrett. Because Jason Garrett would be one of the best, if not the best candidate out there on the head coaching market. Now, I have never claimed that Jason Garrett is the worst head coach. He's not. He's not the worst head coach. Surely teams can do better. Like, we're all in agreement the Cowboys have had a pretty talented roster under Jason Garrett's tenure. And they've kind of been above average, nothing great. Now, comparing him to Pat Shurmur, sure. I mean, the numbers kind of speak for themselves. Shurmur hasn't been a very good head coach in the NFL. Jason Garrett, well, he's been better than Shurmur, but is just getting to the playoffs and being bounced, maybe winning 1 game, maybe winning 10 games a year. Is that what you want? We know what Jason Garrett is. I would rather pick the box because the box could be anything. Maybe it's Jason Garrett. Maybe it's worse. But I'm going to swing for the fences, not settle for average, is what I think Jason Garrett is. On to Dak Prescott. Is he going to get the franchise tag for the Dallas Cowboys? This one popped up over the weekend. 2 stars on this. It's certainly possible, but any implication of, it's done deal franchise tag is far too premature and frankly doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, yes, doesn't appear that much progress was made on the contract during the bye week, and sure, I guess from that perspective, things would be treading toward the franchise tag. Folks, it's also November. I don't know about you, but it's pretty easy to pick up the phone and talk to an agent if you're the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, I would assume we all are aware of that here. There's plenty of time to get a deal done. So yes, as of right now, sure, you're probably closer to the franchise tag, otherwise the deal would probably be done. Don't know if that's the true case here. Like, Dak's been great this year. And the franchise tag, it's going to cost you $33 million or thereabouts, which is also where Dak Prescott average per year is already at. I think the difference right now is between 35.5, 35, whatever that is, to that 33, 35.5 range. If you're the Cowboys, I don't think they consider themselves being that far away. So what should the Cowboys do with Dak Prescott? Type P for pay, T for tag. There's an obvious answer here. You pay Dak Prescott. He's balled out this year. He's improved. Some of you said you can't improve accuracy. I think Dak has this year. He's having a fantastic year. A good portion of his INTs aren't even his fault. 2 of them were on Hail Mary, several off the hands of his receivers. There's some bad luck involved there. Frankly, he's carried your offense in a pretty significant portion of those games. And what's your alternative? Do you want to get Kirk Cousins, where you don't pay him, you franchise tag, then you trade for a average at best quarterback who's older, and then you give up assets to get a quarterback, or you just hope for the best and draft one because the odds are so great? You know what you have in Dak Prescott. It's very good. No, he's not Mahomes. Take the very good and build your team around him that way. All right, one last rumor item here. This is on Tavon Austin. Was the fair catch not his fault? I'm going to go with 4 stars here. Everything I can gather, you really can't blame Tavon Austin. I'm sure you've seen the play itself by now. Here it is. Tavon Austin calls the fair catch. Oh, the blockers. There's so much space to the left. He got Jason Garrett hands on his knees in pain going, Tavon, why didn't you return it? It's even worse from the all-22 view. Oh, the wall was established along the side. You got numbers on that side. You've got 5 versus 3, 4 if you want to include the punter. That could have at least been 20 yards. Now, the problem here has become in the the media responses from Jason Garrett. Tavon says, I was told to fair catch the punt. Jason Garrett comes out after the game and says, well, no, we didn't tell him that. And then he backtracks. And the report from Jesse Holley, of course, formerly the Cowboys player, put all of the blame on special teams coach Keith O'Quinn and said he told Tavon Austin to fair catch it and then didn't tell Jason Garrett the truth. And that's why Jason Garrett looks kind of like an idiot right now for saying one thing and then backtracking. Based on the reaction from Garrett with his hands on his knees in pain along the sideline and Tavon going, what are you guys looking at me for like that? And the players getting all confused, this makes a lot of sense. Keith O'Quinn probably didn't do a very good job of communication. So who do you blame for the fair catch? And yes, you can still probably assign some blame for Tavon Austin in the sense that he should have ignored the coaches. Here's the thing though, guys. If your solution to a problem is to say the player should have ignored what the coach said, that's not a player problem, that's a coaching problem. Because you're taught literally from age 5 or whenever you start playing football, 6, 7, 8, however old you are, maybe 15 these days, do what the coach says. Now your solution is ignore the coach. You've got a coach problem. Plain and simple there. In movie terms, Keith O'Quinn ordered the code red on that front. Thank you all very much for watching all the way through the video. I greatly appreciate it. And as a little reward, I got a little gift guide for you guys here with the holiday season right around the corner. You want this awesome t-shirt combo pack here? Head over to chatsports.com/gifts. It's 40% off, just $25 for both of those shirts combined. I don't know about you guys. A, I'm tough to shop for. B, I'm cheap. I would never spend anything more than $20 on a t-shirt. That's just not who I am. You can get both of them for $25. Maybe you want a hat too. How about this t-shirt hat combo? 40% off again, $23.99. Maybe you don't need both things. Maybe you only need one. Single t-shirt, $15. Cowboys official, by the way. You're not going to find that better out there. So thank you very much for watching all the way through. I got you guys covered. If you need the links, I'll put them in the comment section for you on this video.